This is the program screen video. We're going to click on program in the red stripe to go to the program screen. Now we're in the program screen. In the upper left hand corner it says the name of the program that it's listing below. The name of the program is Colorful, and that is the main program for this app called Colorful. And over here we see at the 0, meaning main program, is the name Colorful. Below it, where the 1 is, it's subprogram 1, which is called subprogram 1. If I click on that, here is the listing of instructions for subprogram 1. I'll click back for the main program Colorful. Right, on this side of the screen is where you can make a green box. You can copy one of these lines, update a line, and you can place the yellow highlighted line, because that's where controls where it's going to put any new lines. Alright, that's this side. Now we're going to the other side. Well, this blue box is to execute the application. Well, if we click it, it goes back to the beginning and runs the app. Well, we'll go back to program. We're back to the program screen. Here we can save the application. I'll click there. We can save the application in one of the 20 files named A through T. Or we could save it to the one called U, which will allow you then to make an HTML file out of your app. Well, we'll just select A here. Now we're going back to the top here. The next box, create a new application. If we click there, all of this application will be erased and will start with only one instruction line, and that's the instruction line exit, and it'll be in the main program. Next, create a new subprogram. If I click there, it would put a 2 down here and allow me to make a new name for subprogram 2. That subprogram would only have one line in it saying home, so whenever it got called, it would just go home until you put some instructions in that subprogram. Next, we have store the saved green lines. But we can't do these things because right now we don't have any green lines. So I'm going to click on one end of this one and go to the end of this one and click this end. Now I have 3 lines that could be stored. In order to store them, we first have to save the green lines by clicking this box. Then we can go here and store those green lines. What that means is those lines are going to be written to the browser's local storage area. We then could go to another application, and in that application we would click the box below it, place stored lines in paste saved. That means they're now available over here with this blue box. I then can position my yellow line somewhere in whichever program I wanted it to be, and click here, paste save lines below the yellow line, and those lines that it could have come from a completely different app will be placed below the yellow line. Next we have delete the green lines. If I click there, these green lines would go away. I have copy the green lines below the yellow line. Again, I can position my yellow lines where I want it to be, and then click there, and those 3 lines will go below the yellow line. Next we have files. If you need to store data on the local storage area of the browser, you can create files and store data there, and the next time you run your app, you can go to those files and read that data. Next, Pad Read. If you click on Pad Read, it's going to allow you to enter data down here in the pad, and then when you click here, it's going to put it in page 61. Similar but opposite thing happens here with pad right. When you click on there, it'll take the data that is in page 61 and put it down here in the pad. That's pad read and pad write. Now below there are the brown boxes. Here you can list the values in the work list. You can list the text in the work pages. You can change the list and page names. You can enter program names. That's these names here. Make them what you want. And below that is the variable names. You can have 60 variables. Each is one value, and you can change their names. Up here are all the comment letters, and you can make a comment for every possible label of a line. That is also over all 10 of the programs can have labels, and each label can have a comment. Below that we have 4 boxes that have to do with captions. You can make prompts to prompt the entry of data, and they can have captions. And the captions are numbered, and here's where you put the different captions in. Next we have display the registers. Here I'll display them. It'll show you the registers for each one of the programs so you can see what values are in them. Here we have the control registers. It'll tell you what the control registers are used for. Then we have ASCII and colors. Above here it shows you the number that goes with each ASCII character. Below it shows some of the colors you can create given the 3-digit number for colors. For instance, black 0, white 999. After the colors comes patterns. We click on patterns. We have lots of sets of patterns you can use. The letters are considered patterns. These are called blobs, clouds. Those are patterns. Below there is where you enter the notes. I'll click on this one, notes 1 through 5. When we started, this note here at the top was in the blue box on the app screen. Here's where you enter the first 10 notes. After that, we have font sizes. Here's the different font sizes. Here it shows up to size 60. They can be even bigger than 60. Below that is pictures. Here are some of the pictures you can use. There are several sets of pictures of all kinds. Alright, that's pictures. Next is sounds. Here are some of the sounds you can use. Sound of a bell. Alright, that's the brown boxes. Below here yet, you could click here on the home button and you will go back to the HTML5PCODE.com homepage. Also here is build an app. There are videos about building an app. Creating it, save the tabs, copying routines from other apps, making changes to your app, and creating an HTML file for your app. Then below there is a nice program that shows you the different actions. Here they're listed, and it will have routines for each one of these actions. For instance, if I clicked on Overlay Fill, it would then show me that it has all these routines that use Overlay Fill. Well, I can go in there and I say, well, I'll pick one of these. I'll pick this one. In this routine over here, it uses the action overlay fill right here at the bottom. It's a case where if I click on one of these boxes, it's going to show me an oval filled with that color. So if I click on the red one, it shows me a red oval, green, a green oval, the blue, a blue oval. Well, this is just one routine for overlay fill. I go back to the list and I'll say, all right, I want to click on another one. Here it calls it colorful oval. All right, it shows ovals starting in the center and rolling out to the outside. Another example of oval fill. Well, I'll leave there. Then I'll leave this screen and go back from it to the list of the actions. One of the actions has many options, and here are listed of the options. It's the dots action. It can have all these different options associated with it. Well, I'm going to click on option 6. Then I click on dots. Well, it shows me that it has 4 different routines that use the action, the action dots, option 6. I'll click on this last one, and here it shows option 6 being used with a subcanvas. That's the little outline black rectangle is a subcanvas. Notice down here, option 6 didn't do anything, but up here it did. We won't go into that now. We just want you to know that for all the different actions, there are several routines for each one, and that you can go to this program and view them. And also at the bottom, you'll see it kept changing the detail at the bottom here for the different actions. Well, now we'll click on the return for the browser, and we'll go back where we were. We had just gone to this program to see the different actions and routines for each action. Below there, we have this list of HTML5 YouTube videos, starting out with about instructions, list values, pages, many videos that go over the details about HTML5PCODE programming. Okay, this is the end of the video for the program screen.